Today we're going to talk about customer lifetime value, also known as CLTV. Many times I have tiny business owners who ask if they need to pay attention to things like ROI, CTA, CLTV, and I always say yes, but perhaps not in the way that you're thinking. If you are just starting out into your business, you're not going to necessarily know about your customer lifetime value because you're just first getting your customers. However, this number is going to become very important to you year 2 and beyond. So it's great to start tracking that from the beginning. It's as simple as creating a spreadsheet, having your customers' name down there, putting the transactions when they come in for that customer. So you're understanding how big each purchase was, how often they're making one, and of course, how much they are purchasing each year. You can then just simply set that to add it on up to find out how much they are purchasing per year, and then add those years up for over lifetime. So why is this important to know? Now, I want to say there are equations to actually use. You can simply Google that. We're not going to try to do equations in the middle of a 5-minute video. Instead, I want to focus on why collecting this data matters to you. So first of all, if you start to understand how much your customer is worth over their lifetime, it gives you an idea of how many customers you need to be obtaining. This is important because no matter what your business, sales statistics usually pan out in that 100 cold calls yields 10 leads, yields 1 to 2 orders, be it a service or a product business. And that's kind of a rule of thumb more for service. So it could mean that you can right away identify how many customers you're going to need for this year, how many cold calls you're going to need to do, and what you need to do each day to get those leads, be it through a funnel of some sort or simply by picking up the phone. Now, when you join some networking groups, the first thing they ask is what is the value of a customer over their lifetime or per year? So this number is something that is used not just by you in your business, but by other people, making sure, we're going to throw ROI into there, which is return on investment, that I had this question asked in a networking group the other day, that they were saying that they would basically guarantee that the ROI would be made on the lifetime of your customer. So that meant that you had to know that number or they wouldn't be able to guarantee it. But that is neither here nor there. The point is that if you have no idea what your customer lifetime value is, let's start paying attention to that, because besides knowing how many, let's say, customers you need in a year, how many transactions you need in a year, it helps you understand the cost of acquisition. So if you are trying to figure out how much it costs to acquire a customer, let's say you want to run some Facebook ads, you need to know how much money that customer is going to yield you to know how much money you should spend on Facebook ads. You do not want to put $100 into an ad to get one customer who is worth $40. That is not going to benefit you. However, if you know that that customer has a $1,000 cost per lifetime, or CLTV, the customer lifetime value, then you know that you can spend a lot more on advertising because you will make that money on the average customer lifetime value. The other thing is the cost of acquiring a new customer compared to the cost of selling to a previous customer is typically 5 times as much. Now, how are you even supposed to know what that number is if you don't know what the cost is of your customer lifetime value? So you're seeing how many of your equations in business are coming back to this number. There are a lot of things that you can't project if you do not know what that customer lifetime value is, how much you will learn, how much you will earn from that average customer. Now, the other thing that it helps you understand is if the price of your products or your services are worth it. Sure, overall. But sometimes if you are introducing a new product or service, let's say you're looking to improve your CLTV. You perhaps are thinking, what else can my customer use? I'd like to provide them with an additional product or service, something new, maybe something that I can bundle. Well, you start to look and say, if my customer lifetime value right now is $300 and I'm going to add something on that, let's say, will add $8 on, but it's going to cost me $20 to get it out there, well, that's not going to be worth it. I mean, that's some pretty simple math. But not understanding what all of this means makes it so you never do that math. It often can save you a lot of time and money before you even launch something if you figure out how much you will profit from the item and if that profit margin is worth putting the work into it and worth trying to get your existing customers to purchase it. If it means that you have to bundle something and that then a discount will be made and that margin is decreased even more, it may not be worth it at all. So knowing what that customer lifetime value is a really fantastic tool to help you in a lot of areas of your business. And finally, I want to mention that it is wonderful to know that because it is a really important base to start at if you're looking at improving it. Often adding things like loyalty programs, having things in place like sending personalized cards to customers, things like this. It really helps if you understand that if you are improving that customer lifetime value, let's say from $50 a year to $500 a year, how much time is that worth you're putting into each of those customers to increase that value? Are you making much of an improvement in that lifetime value? If so, it is for sure worth your time. If not, then it may not be. So there's lots of ways, of course, to gather the data, to test the data, and to try out new things. Sometimes it's a great way if you are trying to introduce a new service or something maybe to improve the CLTV that you are seeing. Is this actually increasing my customer lifetime value? And if not, maybe it's not worth it. And hey, if it's going gangbusters, maybe I should do more like it. I'm back this week with another business tip. I'm Ciara Bailey with Doers, Shakers, Makers, and I'm here every Tuesday to bring you a new tip. Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe if you want to be told when every new video comes out.